everyone. Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I am Rainbow.
And today and tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Hollywood's big night.
The Oscars!
That's right. They're coming up very soon.
Exciting.
They're a little bit later this year. I think they moved them because of the Olympics.
Oh, is it going to be the end of March?
It's going to be, yes, in March. I think normally they're kind of in February or something like that. They're a little later, but of course they are happening. And this year, actually, it might be a big one because the last 2 years, I think,
COVID?
they kind of had it sort of remotely. They had like a Zoom Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
And so they didn't have the big award show and the
exciting.
red carpet and all that stuff. Movie fans love. What won? I think it was Nomadland was the winner last year.
Oh,
the best picture.
oh, okay. I remember the poster. There was, I think it was a black guy in the front coat. Is it that movie?
Yeah, well, it was about kind of poor folks, poor people in America.
I didn't
Frances
see that
McDormand,
one.
I think she also won the Best Actress for the same film. And of course, Chloe Zhao, who went on to do the Marvel, The Eternals.
Last year that came out.
Yeah,
that was so good.
She was the same director. So I don't know if her new movie will win, but the year before, her previous movie did win. And of course, the year before that, Parasite.
Oh,
that
that
exciting
one was
movie from
very good.
Korea. For the first time, a foreign language movie won the Best Picture Oscar. That was pretty exciting. So maybe we'll get an exciting award winner like that one. Maybe we'll get more of a serious winner like Nomadland from last year, or who knows what's going to win, and that's part of the fun of the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
And there's also so much other fun stuff that comes. There's the beautiful clothes, there are the speeches and the interviews, there are the amazing performances.
Yeah, the funny things, the little accidents that might happen.
People tripping on the Oscars.
Right? All sorts of exciting, because it's all live, it's all in Hollywood, it's all famous
It's
folks.
like 6 hours.
And there's millions of people around the world watching it. So let's find out more.
I love watching movies. I also love watching the Oscars on TV every year. It's a major awards ceremony for people in the movie business. It's also a big night for Hollywood.
Today's article is Hollywood's Big Night, the Oscars, Part 1. So let's go and see, because I also love watching movies just like today's narrator. So in the first sentence, the narrator says, I love watching movies. I also love watching the Oscars on TV every year. It's a major awards ceremony for people in the movie business. It's also a big night for Hollywood. Now, I have a question. Do you like watching the Oscars, or do you ever watch the Oscars?
I don't usually watch the Oscars, and there's a simple reason, because I think in America they're usually on Sunday night.
Oh yeah, it's early here, right?
So we have to kind of watch them at 8 or 9 in the morning here in Taiwan on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of inconvenient.
And it's very long.
It can be 3-4 hours long. That's true.
Sometimes I watch the replay and I just skip to the parts that I like.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, or the people that I like, because I like to listen to the speeches.
I see. And I think the way they do it, if you watch the last hour, you'll see most of the big awards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But you'll miss some of the music performances or the dancing or the other stuff, you know. So it is a good night of entertainment. And the other thing is I don't see a lot of these movies. So sometimes I'm kind of like, okay, I heard it was good, but I didn't watch it. But I do pay attention to it, and I'll always read the lists of the winners and stuff like that.
You read the news,
Yeah, because it's interesting. And as they say, it's a major award ceremony. It's one of the big ones. And that's why we use the adjective major. If something is major, it's big, it's important, it's something you probably have to pay attention to, or something like that. We can have things that are kind of smaller and less important. We would say those are minor. M-I-N-O-R.
Oh, that sounds like the music.
Kind of with majors and minor. Yeah, you can use it in that way, but we're also here using it more as an important thing, and a slightly less important thing would be minor. So, for example, in Taiwan, Chinese New Year is a major holiday on the calendar. Everyone gets lots of time off, whereas something like Halloween would be a more minor holiday.
Here.
It's not that important. You still go to work, things like that. So there are other film awards in the world, But the Oscars are the big one, the one everyone wants to win. That's why it's the major film award.
That's right. And here the word award is also used as ceremony. So awards and ceremony. The ceremony, awards ceremony, is the event. So when you have a ceremony, you go to a fancy event. There's a red carpet. You know, there's a whole beginning, middle, and end. After the red carpet, that's live on TV. Everybody's watching. And then you go inside and people have a performance. You have the host coming out. And there are many award ceremonies in Taiwan too, like the Golden Globes Awards, you know, that people love to watch. And ceremony is just a fancy event that maybe lasts for about 2 or 3 hours, and then people are given awards. And in the end, you know, everybody celebrates and it's a wonderful event.
Absolutely. So. And we can have other kinds of ceremonies in our lives. You don't just have to win an Oscar.
Oh, wedding ceremonies.
A wedding ceremony, a graduation ceremony.
True.
There'll be some kind of organized event. Certain things will happen. People will make speeches. You might wear special clothes.
Beautiful clothes.
We're kind of marking some kind of important event in your life or in your career or something like that at a ceremony. It's just not a normal day at work. It's a special day, and that's why
right.
we'll have a ceremony. Well, we're going to have a little ceremony as we go to our break.
Cheers.
What's the cheers? We'll take a break.
My favorite part is the arrival of the big movie stars. They and other famous artists walk down the red carpet. It's fun seeing them show off their fancy clothes and looks. It's also fun seeing them talk to reporters and answer their questions. I can find out many interesting things about them.
Okay, so when most of us think of the Oscar award ceremony, right, we're thinking when the stars go up on stage and, oh, thank you so much. Oh,
I love you all.
Thank you, Mom and Dad and everyone. We think of that part, right, where they get the award, they make the speech, they play the music, all that kind of stuff. But if you really want to make your 3 or 4 hour Oscar show into a 5 or 6 hour TV experience,
that's a long time.
You can watch this stuff that happens before the ceremony
red carpet
actually starts. And that's what the writer of our article is really interested in, at least here. They write, my favorite part is the arrival of the big movie stars. I have to admit, I have never watched that part.
Oh, really?
I've seen the pictures the
I
day
like
after.
to see the clothes.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures, but I've never actually watched that part. But you can, right? All the stars have to come to the special place. I think now they're going to have it in a special new building in LA that's built
really?
especially for the Academy Awards.
Wow,
so that's going to be really
fancy.
exciting. And they pull up in their big black cars and they get out and there's
limousines.
Thousands of photographers there and the actors are wearing their beautiful clothes and all that stuff. This is a very exciting part for people who are real fans of these stars. They, that means the movie stars, they and other famous artists walk down the red carpet.
Oh, what a big
Get
event.
their pictures taken
Grand
and
event.
smile and wave and people shout their names so they look at the camera and all that stuff. This is just how they get to the show. That's why we call it the arrival. Arrival, this noun is talking about getting somewhere. The end of your journey is the arrival.
Yeah, the verb is arrive.
To arrive, exactly, would be the verb. If you go to the airport and you're waiting for someone to come to land and visit you would look at that time board that has arrivals. This is when planes are landing at the airport, not when they're leaving, all right?
Departure.
So, yeah, the arrival is when you get somewhere. And at the Oscars, they get out of their big black cars, as we said, smile and wave, and then there's a long red carpet that they walk down to go into the building.
Yes, and a carpet is a mat that you put on the ground. So if you're at home and there's carpet on your ground, it happens a lot in America or North America. It's not as humid there. Sometimes the houses have carpets. So when you go in there. You can take off your shoes, and there's a little bit like it's like a furry mat that's all laid out, and carpet is usually pretty big. You know, you can have a fancy, some designs on it or something like that. But in the case of the red carpet, it's long and red and narrow, and the artists are walking, or the celebrities are walking on the carpet, and that's where they get their pictures taken and
interviewed, right?
And interviewed. And every artist's dream, every actor's dream is to walk on a red carpet because, you know, it shows their status. It shows they're important, they're famous, people care about them. And in the next sentence, the writer says, it's fun seeing them show off their fancy clothes and looks because, you know, it takes hours to prepare for the red carpet. These celebrities have to get up super early in the morning, prepare for like 7 hours, and have all this makeup. Oh, it's a real deal. Like even before the event begins, they've been preparing for like an entire day already, and it's very fancy.
It is very fancy, and they look very fancy.
They do.
Yeah, when we use this word fancy, we're talking about very well decorated, maybe looking quite expensive too. Shiny diamonds, expensive clothes. From French designers. If you go to a fancy restaurant, you're not eating a hamburger wrapped in paper or something. No, you have candles on the table. You have many knives and forks, and things are made of silver and crystal glass, and it's gonna cost you a lot of money. So that's kind of the thing when we think of fancy. If you stay at a 5-star hotel, it'll be fancy. If you stay at a B&B or something like that, it won't be too fancy. So yeah, they're wearing beautiful diamonds. They're wearing designer clothes. They'll say, so who are you wearing?
I'm wearing, let's see, I'm wearing Chanel today.
Wow, and where is your necklace from?
Oh my God, it's too expensive for me to talk
Tiffany,
about.
Is it Tiffany? It's Tiffany. All right, so they're talking about all their fancy clothes. So that's really fun for people who like that kind of celebrity culture and whatnot. It's also fun, as the article continues, it's also fun seeing them talk to reporters and answer their questions about the clothes, about
their relationships.
Well, yeah, maybe, but also about
their
hopes for the awards. Do you think you're going to win, or who will you thank in your speech, and you know, all that kind of stuff, just to get the fans, us at home, more excited. And as they mention, I can find out many interesting things about them.
Secrets sometimes.
Secrets, or maybe they might say, what film are you working on now? You know, what's coming out in the future. And this is the kind of thing these reporters are really interested in finding out and telling us.
Yeah, so the reporter is the person who gives the report, right? So the report is when I'm saying, oh, you know, like Brad Pitt today is doing this and this. This is who you see on the news. That's like a report, or telling you some information. The reporter is the person who works for the news company and is going to be writing the newspaper or talking on the news. That person's called a reporter. When you have an ER, then we know it's a person. So it's that person who does the interviews, and they're obviously always so excited to meet the stars, and sometimes they're very nervous, and sometimes they ask terrible questions, and the stars get a bit upset because they're like, tell me about, you know, are you going to be going home with anybody tonight? And sometimes the stars get very angry because it's not really supposed to be about, you know, their lives. It's supposed to be about the movie. But I think that's why the writer is interested, because of all this drama that happens, you know, and it's like very exciting to prepare for the big event. And so we will find out more about the Oscars tomorrow, but we finished the part about the red carpet today.
That's right, we have. So we're going to be back with more from Hollywood's big night tomorrow. So join us for that. Hopefully we'll be seeing some awards get given out, because so far it's just been the red carpet.
Oh, I love that part,
which is still fun. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I love watching movies. I also love watching the Oscars on TV every year. It's a major awards ceremony for people in the movie business. It's also a big night for Hollywood. My favorite part is the arrival of the big movie stars. They and other famous artists walk down the red carpet. It's fun seeing them show off their fancy clothes and looks. It's also fun seeing them talk to reporters and answer their questions. I can find out many interesting things about them.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天一样从单字一起来看。第一个呢是 artist， 名词艺人。That artist donated money to charity。那位艺人捐款给慈善机构。Artist 这个字呢，也是可以用来称赞别人的智慧哦，像是 You're an artist。中文我们可以理解成你太厉害了，有神快拜。好，这个说法呢，可以用于赞扬某个人的特定技艺，技术很高超。第二个单字呢是 carpet， 名词地毯。I can't get rid of the stain on the carpet。我没办法去除地毯上的污渍。第三个单字呢是 fancy。它是形容词，华丽的、昂贵的。We ate at a fancy restaurant in Paris。我们在巴黎的一家高档餐厅吃饭。最后一个单字呢是名词 reporter， 记者。The reporter went to work every day, even on days where there's a typhoon。记者每天都去上班，即使在台风天也会去。好，那我们接下来一起看文法的部分。今天的第一个重点呢是 It's fun seeing somebody 加原形动词，看某人做某事很有趣。那我们这边看到 see 这个感官动词，所以之后呢一定要接原形动词，表示看见事情的整个经过。It's fun seeing penguins march 看企鹅列队走路很有意思。那第二个重点呢是 show off 展示炫耀。Shelly showed off her diamond ring to her friends at lunch. Shelly 在午餐时和朋友炫耀她的钻戒。那我们今天的文法重点就到这里。See you!
Hello, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jamie.
Today we're playing Word Drop. We each have 3 cards that we haven't looked at yet that have words or phrases on them that we need to fit into a conversation as smoothly as we can. All right, so do you want to go first?
I guess so, sure.
All right,
let's see. So I don't know if you watch traditional news on TV anymore. I think a lot of us get news from the internet now. We watch things on our phone, but maybe some older people tend to watch the TV news, right? Where you have you have an anchor and you have them talk about what's going on in the world and things that have happened, right? And before people can become an anchor, usually you have to start off at a different position, like a lower position, and usually you start off as a reporter first before you can move to becoming an anchor.
I see. Yeah, that's interesting stuff about the news. I was watching the news the other day, actually. No, I was watching it on the internet.
Okay.
Like you said.
Yeah.
And there was some interesting stuff, and they actually had one segment of this online news where they were talking about cleaning, household cleaning.
Were they?
Yeah, and they were providing a lot of useful tips and advice, and it was, really exciting stuff.
Okay.
So I was watching it, and so they showed me how to clean stains out of my carpet.
Oh, wow, that's really useful, I think. That would be really good to learn. I think doing household chores, it's fun seeing somebody clean their house really well.
Yeah. Some other exciting stuff I watch online from time to time is, stuff to improve myself, make myself better. And one of the things I was looking at was this art series where they're showing you how to do some painting. And even though I'm, not that good yet, I think someday I could become an artist.
Oh, I think you could too. I think you shouldn't give up. You should always pursue your dreams. And I think one day when you make beautiful, fancy art, I think I will buy it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if I can, I'd like to be able to display my art, and I'm usually not the type to do that kind of thing because I don't want to show off.
Oh, well, you can show off. Yeah.
If it's good enough, I guess.
See you next time.